Does Lala still have what it takes to thrive in the world of reality television? To start, I want to emphasize my belief that if any cast members were to be let go, it should unequivocally be Sandoval, primarily for filming another cast member without consent. Over the past year, Lala has been candid about her limited social circle, referring to it as her pod, consisting mainly of her family, employees, and Scheana. She's distanced herself from Kristen, Brittany, and Ariana, expressing little interest in repairing those friendships. Additionally, she recently mentioned on her Amazon live stream that she rarely leaves her home. Given all this, one might question her continued relevance for reality TV. If the cast were to audition again, it's doubtful she would secure her place on either show with her current lifestyle. While it's perfectly acceptable for non-reality stars, she presents her everyday life as captivating enough for filming. In light of this, what does she contribute that isn't entirely fabricated under production's direction? It's regrettable how her relationship with Big Ed seemed to inflate her ego. It's almost as if she felt she had outgrown the cast. That particular scene was quite unsettling. Moreover, it seems she still views herself as superior to the rest of the cast. Despite contributing significantly less this year, she claimed on her podcast to have carried the show. Her excessive screaming and negativity marred the season and the show overall. Many viewers, including myself, stopped watching because it ceased to be enjoyable. It would be preferable if she played a more peripheral role, but since that's not the case, I chose to disengage. Oh, and she also cut off Katie, which I neglected to mention earlier. In the past year, she's severed ties with Ariana, Katie, Brittany, and Kristen, showing no interest in repairing those relationships. Apart from her problematic attitudes towards women, what's with Lala's assertion that Schwartz couldn't handle what she's endured? I recall seeing a clip from a previous season where she made that statement. It's baffling. She's a middle-class white woman from Utah who moved to LA, had her rent covered by her mother, worked as a yacht girl, and landed a spot on a reality show known for its problematic representation of minorities. Not to mention her questionable comments about Tupac and cultural appropriation. One would hope the audience has outgrown this kind of rhetoric. Lala seems tailor-made for a bygone era of reality TV, reminiscent of shows like Big Brother, Survivor, and The Bachelor. However, reality TV is evolving. While audiences still engage with some toxic content, there's growing discomfort with it. Furthermore, advancements in media technology, such as AR or VR, are reshaping the landscape, making content more immersive and dynamic. We're already immersed in a world of omni-content, and this trend is only accelerating. Bravo seems reluctant to let go of the old format, which served them well in the 2010s. However, it's becoming increasingly apparent that this approach is outdated. The recent Jezebel article and insightful posts from other sources underscore this. Audiences are maturing, attitudes toward gender are shifting, and media literacy is on the rise, especially in the aftermath of certain political events. Bravo acknowledges this and understands the need for significant changes, but they're also wary of alienating their existing audience. Surviving the decline of cable was impressive, and I believe Bravo has the potential to adapt successfully. Nevertheless, we can expect substantial shifts in how these shows are produced and marketed. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. However, is LVP intentionally hiding TomTom? And does Lala still have what it takes to succeed in reality TV? Today, I'm at Pride in Los Angeles, and it's apparent that PUMP is prominently displayed. But you wouldn't even know TomTom is right next to it because of the way it's covered up. While it adds a pride flair, I can't help but feel LVP intentionally did it too. And having PUMP in full view while TomTom is concealed? That's some serious shade. This isn't her typical way of covering up Tom's establishments, and I kinda like it. Perhaps this is a positive sign that next season won't solely revolve around the boys. Could we be in for a girls' season? It might be wishful thinking, but maybe LVP sensed we wouldn't enjoy the season and was compelled to watch along with us. Now, with part 3, she can transform the business. Goodbye, boys. Hello, Pump. Does anyone else recall the stories about Sandoval allegedly yelling at LVP at TomTom during filming? Rumor has it the crew had to intervene or something. Reportedly, he was furious that the pump gate was placed outside TomTom and was subsequently ejected. It's completely on brand for him, so I wouldn't be surprised. Additionally, Scheana's disregard for girl code echoes of Joe. While rewatching, a couple of thoughts crossed my mind in one particular clip. Firstly, could Scheana be the friend referenced here? And secondly, shouldn't she have faced repercussions similar to Joe for her actions, knowing Rachel was cheating and not informing Ariana? As soon as we learned about their encounter, my initial reaction was that Scheana might have been the woman from Vegas. Unfortunately, considering Schwartz's history of infidelity while intoxicated, it's plausible that he may have attempted to kiss Scheana on a separate occasion from his other indiscretions. However, it's worth noting that they didn't actually make out. Both parties stated that Schwartz tried to kiss Scheana. This season significantly altered my perception of Scheana. Previously, I commended her for not engaging with the questionable behavior of the men around her. Yet, it's unsettling to realize she never disclosed to her friends, Rachel, Ariana, and Kristen, that their partners made advances towards her. What truly infuriated me, prompting me to yell at my screen, was Scheana's response during her apology tour. Although I would never subject myself to her podcast, I heard a snippet. She expressed anger at bearing most of the blame during the reunion for the kiss incident. How dare she not hold Tom accountable? It's utterly baffling. Doesn't she realize that's precisely what she subjected Ariana to throughout the entire season? And not just Ariana, but also Katie, spanning back to their entire relationship. It seems she only comprehends the gravity of the situation when it affects her directly. As always, she remains oblivious to her own faults. She is truly a despicable individual. Moreover, reevaluating Schwartz's unrestrained conduct, a review upon rewatching Season 2. As I rewatch Season 2, particularly the Cabo episodes, I'm struck by how appalling Schwartz's treatment of Katie is. While I've always had reservations about him, witnessing his behavior now horrifies me. He berates Katie for not wanting to spend time with Scheana, even though Scheana has been consistently unkind to Katie. When Katie expresses annoyance, Schwartz callously throws beer on her. The next day, he downplays the incident, claiming only a small amount spilled. At dinner, when Scheana brings it up and laughs at Katie's expense, Schwartz sits beside Katie, further demeaning her by calling her embarrassing and accusing her of making his life miserable. Then, when Katie becomes upset, he feigns shock and horror, with the entire table blaming Katie for being too emotional. It's sickening to watch, and this is just one example. How did Schwartz manage to get away with such abusive behavior, especially when it's broadcasted for all to see? And why does he continue to evade accountability for many seasons? He's not as charming as some might believe. Additionally, Lala had the audacity to claim that Katie wasn't traumatized for years. It's clear that Schwartz's behavior is unacceptable. In Season 6, immediately after their marriage, Scheana purposefully excludes Katie from her birthday party while inviting Schwartz at the last minute. Despite his wife not being invited, Schwartz still attends Scheana's party. Katie, who was Scheana's bridesmaid just days prior, understandably feels hurt by this exclusion. Schwartz's actions throughout the series are simply despicable. It seems Schwartz may have believed Katie would eventually end their relationship, but she didn't. Instead, he reluctantly went along and married her. Katie is an incredible woman, and Schwartz missed out by not fully appreciating her. Yes, Schwartz, Katie was the one who got away. While we've made progress since then, it's essential to acknowledge that Season 2 aired in 2013 to 2014. Although not that long ago, the standards for acceptable behavior, especially from men, were different. Back then, I remember feeling unsettled by Schwartz's actions, but perhaps not as offended as I would be now. However, this does not excuse his behavior. Additionally, during this time, there was a troubling trend of bullying Scheana, with Katie often portrayed as the antagonist. It's a stark reminder of how societal norms and perceptions have evolved over time. On the other hand, my farewell to one of my favorite shows. I vividly remember the premiere of this show back in 2012 or 2013. After the phenomenon of Jersey Shore, I wasn't sure if I was ready to immerse myself in a new set of reality personalities. However, when the first major scandal involving Jax and Kristen unfolded, I was instantly hooked. I found myself relating to the cast, despite being around their average age. Having worked as a server in many restaurants when I was younger, I encountered my fair share of unavoidable drama, coworker relationships, and betrayals. The golden era, spanning the first 5 seasons, holds a special place in my heart. I was a fan of James Kennedy and held high hopes for Lala. Unfortunately, as time passed, my opinion of LFU plummeted. It became evident that Katie and Schwartz's relationship was doomed, yet Katie seemed unable to see Schwartz for the man-child he truly is. We reminisce about the days of, maybe KFC will finally leave. Will James ever get sober? Stassi finally found a good guy, and the Tom's bromance is adorable. But as dynamics shifted, true colors were revealed, and friendships either faded or went up in flames. For me, Sandoval's departure marks the true end. The masks worn by LFU and Scheana have long slipped, revealing redundant tryhards incapable of delivering anything entertaining or authentic. Katie is thriving without the dead weight, while Ariana is healing from betrayal on multiple fronts. James' transformation gives me hope. As for LVP, she has solidified her status as a misogynist. She portrays herself as a cold, shallow woman, and any warmth she exudes is merely performative. I would caution anyone against looking up to her. Her tricks are tired, her grudges are a facade of superiority, and aside from her work ethic and love for dogs, she's merely smoke and mirrors wrapped in a British accent and dead roses. It's been a fun ride, but it's time for the cast to stop forcing themselves to be together. The show feels overproduced, the party is long over, and it's become stale. Most importantly, Alex Baskin and the production team need to address their misogyny and stop perpetuating the narrative that betrayed women should crumble while excusing the men. It's a colossal failure and ultimately led to the show's downfall. LFU and Scheana, it's time to find new jobs. The TomTom brand should be laid to rest, and I hope the sandwich shop succeeds. Let the necessary lessons be learned in a much-needed revelation. I have no interest in the Valley. To the best days of their lives, farewell VPR. I also must admit, like you, I transitioned from Jersey Shore to VPR, developing a deep emotional attachment to both casts, along with Teen Mom. They may not have been the best shows, but they hold a special place in my heart. However, Sandoval reportedly locked in for Season 3 of Traitors. According to a reliable spoiler account, Reality_fan, not Reality Von Teese, mind you, the cast list for Traitors Season 3 has been leaked, and it seems Tom has secured a spot. As a fan of Traitors, I'll still watch, but the prospect of enduring more of this nonsense is disheartening. If he isn't the first to face elimination or expulsion, I'll be sorely disappointed and irritable. Is Bravo still pushing him on us despite everything? What are your thoughts? They really need to stop trying to make Tom Sandoval happen. It's just not going to happen. I voiced this on the Traders subreddit and got downvoted, but I stand by it. We should collectively ignore him. Any kind of attention, whether positive or negative, only feeds his ego. Another show will only inflate it further. Tom Sandoval is not going to take Traders away from me, haha. But seriously, you're right. As fans, we need to stop engaging with him. Not watching or discussing his appearances is the first step. I'll reserve my judgment until the cast is officially confirmed. He was supposed to be in House of Villains as well, and that didn't pan out. But if he does end up on Traders, what a waste of casting when there are other VPR cast members like Kristen, Stassi, Lala, or Scheana who could have been chosen instead. It's surprising that people are still willing to give opportunities to someone who sexually violated a fellow cast member. We had leaks before about his involvement in HOV, and that didn't materialize. Hopefully, this is just more of the same. I'll never forget the disappointment when Bananas was voted off first. The show couldn't have gotten any worse for me specifically after that. I've never watched Traders before, but now I'm intrigued. Not because I want to see Sandoval in anything, but because I've heard positive things and want to explore past seasons. Honestly, Sandoval doesn't strike me as smart enough to excel on that show. Yes, he's a liar, but the cunning and social intelligence required to win, whether you're a faithful or a traitor, seems lacking in him. I would have chosen Schwartz over Sandoval any day. What a terrible decision. Additionally, Ariana hosting SNL, an intriguing concept worth considering. With her success on Broadway and her rise to prominence alongside Sandoval, Ariana Grande is undoubtedly a big name in the entertainment industry. Following her hosting stint on Love Island, there's a growing sentiment that she should diversify her portfolio, and showcasing her comedic talents on SNL could be a fantastic avenue for her. Ariana's background in improv, coupled with her dedication to honing her skills, makes her well-suited for the SNL stage. I can already envision her excelling in the sketch comedy genre, drawing on her experiences and showcasing her versatility. While some may argue that she's not quite at the household name level typically associated with SNL hosts, it's worth noting that both Erika Jayne and Lisa Rinna were invited to play Roxy Hart in Chicago. However, Ariana received rave reviews for her Broadway performances, setting her apart from other Bravo celebrities who have taken on the role. While Ariana may not yet be considered SNL big, she undeniably has a solid footing in the mainstream entertainment scene. Hosting SNL could further elevate her status and introduce her to a broader audience, allowing her to continue making strides in her career. Moreover, Rachel's choice to leave Schwartz at Scheana's wedding. As I rewatch the episode featuring Scheana and Brock's wedding, I can't help but analyze Rachel's decision to switch partners and walk down the aisle with someone else. Initially, Rachel calls Schwartz during the girls' spa day and asks him to switch partners and walk down the aisle with her instead. However, she later explains in a confessional that she switched back to her original partner because Schwartz walked awkwardly, and it's crucial for her to have a good runway walk. However, this explanation seems like a convenient excuse. It's clear that Rachel was willing to do anything to cause drama and hurt Katie. So, what do I think is the real reason she ditched Schwartz? Well, I believe it's because she was concerned that Schwartz wouldn't be able to convincingly sell their strange flirtation arc with his awkward walking. This arc was essential for Rachel and Sandoval as part of their cover-up, and if Schwartz continued to behave awkwardly, it would only make the situation even more suspicious. Moreover, I can imagine that Sandoval might have been slightly jealous and could have made a snide comment, which could have further fueled Rachel's decision. She may have started overthinking the situation, panicked because she wanted to make Sandoval happy, and ultimately decided to make the change. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.